Hello and welcome to Spring Command of Forged Alliance. We got a 3v3 here at Nuke the Elk. Two pretty interesting teams. We got one team composed of tGx. We got New Fried Rice with his customary Cybern. Next we got Davarona, a long time tGx player. I've seen him many times. Going with Ann, actually going first air, just making engineers, no first bomber. I'll slow this down. And of course Icy playing as UEF, one of the better macro players in this game. And of course on the other side we got the Setons Air Force, Jukebox Hero. I believe this is McFly, although I might be wrong, but I'm going to assume it's McFly. We got Berg playing as UEF. If you're playing Setons and you're doing something, he probably thought of that first. And we got here Mize, maybe has the most Setons games ever. It's kind of strange to see these guys off of Setons, and they're here in Nuke the Elk meeting tGx, so I'll see how much success they have. Mize, of course, all the Setons players, you can expect them to be able to play as if they're playing Setons mid, so they're pretty aggressive ACU, at least for Mize and Berg here. And that's usually what Setons players do on small maps. They play it as if they're in Setons mid. You can see on the other side we do see some raiding from New Fried Rice, but he's just going second air. ACU at base. Got some early hunters get taken care of. Really not too much success. Good defense from Mize. Also pretty aggressive. So we got some Mech Marines here. UEF for Icy. He's gonna take out this engineer from Jukebox Hero or McFly. That's going to be a success. So better defense for Mize than for Jukebox. Jukebox is basically all engineers. Now you got a couple tanks. There's no radar, however, so there's going to be some problems here for Jukebox. Now some ACUs coming out for Davarona. Getting close to the middle, getting some factions. This is a pretty large map. It's a pretty large field here. From the starting positions in the middle, we can get a lot of different fights and a couple of choke points on the side. So we'll see how this works out. Scouting for Davarona. It's going to be hard to tell these two green players in the middle. And now it looks like Davarona is going to be responsible for air with that scout, making a few interceptors. See first two land from Icy, and actually going Tech 2 very quick, Tech 2 from Icy. See how that works out. And here New Fried Rice, it looks like a land spam with Cybern. Perhaps he'll play this as Loki. He does have air force of his own, but total of 4 land factories, and actually building a wall here, taking out one of these choke points. Looking up ahead, looks like a whole bunch of Mech Marines from Berg. Not clear what he's going to be doing with those. Probably want to raid now if you're going to raid. Some air for Berg as well. 2 land factories. 4 land factories, 5th air from Mize. We gotta say, not too much air so far from the Setons Air Force, except for Berg in the middle here. And now you got the Tech 2, the Mongoose versus Tech 1. No chance, they'll just use their range. It's a nice move by Icy here. And this looks like a gesture is on the loose for New Fried Rice, which is not surprising. You can see New Fried Rice asking for some air support from Davarona. Some nice teamwork. 2 players making air, and this gesture is going to get quite a few kills, taking out Mask Structure and Engineer. Most likely will keep moving. Take out a couple of these engineers. And against the gesture, you want to get as much veterancy as you can quickly. We actually see Berg doing a good job there. Took out the gesture and dominated the Air Force against 2 players. He did have a lot of help from Flak, but really good defense there from Berg. Keeps on flying. Is going to run into a whole bunch of tGx interceptors. This could be bad for Berg, but no, this is the green effect here. Completely screwed me up. Berg didn't even fight in that one, but the Jester got killed somehow. Looks like a few of the first interceptors from Mize. So successful attack, but the Jester does get taken out. The Tech 2 on the right side here, the Mongoose moving through. They got 1 scout with him. shooting down airplanes, and they can cause some trouble. We see some Tech 1 point defense for Jukebox. Of course, these can outrange Tech 1 point defense, but if they get close, they're pretty vulnerable. Berg now with Tech 2 on the ACU, Tech 2 point defense, Tech 2 power. It's going to be very important defense directly in the middle for the top side. But on the sides, perhaps some trouble. We see these Tech 1 point defenses getting wiped out. And yeah, so Icy makes the wrong move. He goes toward the Tech 2 point defense. He could have just freely gone around this way. And the ACU a little out of position for Jukebox. He would not be able to defend. It's a clear path directly into Jukebox base, but perhaps now Icy will change his mind and go in that direction. A pretty nice Air Force for Jukebox. This is a nice Tech 2 spam here, a lot of build capacity directly into that. But no problems for Berg here with this Tech 2 point defense. A whole bunch of flak. That flak was overkill. Here these mask extractors still not rebuilt, so that gesture very effective against mice. But actually now this is a whole bunch of Manti from Noob Fried Rice. So the side players for the tGx side very aggressive with land. We're seeing Tech 1 from Cybern, Tech 2 from UEF. Notice the two side players are Seraphim. We see Tech 1 point defense going up, a couple tanks, but the tanks are definitely outnumbered. So we'll most likely see Tech 1 point defense being used as defense, but total map control here for Noob Fried Rice. And second team now going into the middle, but Berg will be able to defend with his Tech 2. He's also got Tech 2 flags. So nice UEF base here in the middle. You can see in the future perhaps we'll see some Tech 3 PD from him. Pretty nice spam here, but it's mostly Hardy from Jukebox. It's probably not a good idea against this Tech 2 force, although there are not many good ideas against this Tech 2 force. And this flag now, this is Tech 2 flag. Early Tech 2 flag gets so many kills against Tech 1 air, just dominating. And now we're going to see Mongoose versus Hardy. As long as the Mongoose keep moving, they'll be alright. Perhaps it's a better choice versus tank, because they can still fire at long range. Now we got some Tech 1 bombers coming in. Didn't drop any bombs, got wiped out by the flak. 16 kills in the flak. Let's see how many kills this gets eventually. Seems to be a hero. We're seeing Jukebox out of position. Tech 2 ACU making Tech 2 power. Mai now 33 kills against Manti. Getting harassed pretty badly, but this ACU should be able to play good defense. There's going to be a lot of wrecks for Mai. Berg now looks like he's going Tech 3. Tech 3 is going to be nice. He's going to be able to cover a large area with his point defense. Mai's 41 kills and a whole bunch of wrecks. And actually Engineer for Noob Fried Rice takes these two mask extractors and a point defense. This will be a nice base for him if it can last. The Tech 2 keeps on rolling through 4, and that was pretty devastating from that artillery. Unfortunate for Icy. Of course the flak is still alive. This is a different one actually. Second. Yeah, here's the 16 kill flag, but there's now multiple flags for Icy. In terms of tech, quite a few Tech 1 power generators. A couple Tech 2 mask extractors for Icy. Actually quite a few Tech 2. The Verona going Tech 2 with air. Just a couple Tech 1 power generators, no Tech 2. And Tech 1 factory here for Noob Fried Rice. He's also 100% Tech 1, except his ACU is Tech 2 and he's got a Tech 2 power, TMD and flak. That team looks like Berg is going to be looks like he did not get Tech 3, so perhaps he stopped that. And now the ACU for Jukebox having to retreat against this Tech 2 force. This has been great here from Icy. Looks like in terms of eco, Berg is perhaps on the top, at least based on his core. He's got a couple Tech 2 power generators, by far the most power, and that's going to be really good for his team. And we're going to see this fight, Tech 1 on Tech 1, Seraphim versus Cybern, through this choke point, but good map control from Noob. Mize still 41 kills, and perhaps if Mize gets the gun on his ACU, he can get a lot of kills. This is all Tech 1 before some Tech 2 units get there. Perhaps even the ACU could move up. Stealth now in the ACU, so That ACU is ready to go on the field, get some tech to point defenses, get a really forward looking front. And here this Tech 2 has been putting a lot of pressure, but good defense from the top side. And it looks like a drop here, from a sneaky drop from Noob. It's going to be pretty devastating here. Some Tech 2 mask extractors, if Cyber and artillery can hit them. You can see it's not very accurate, but we should see a bomber not coming in. This is going to be a great bomb. Great defensive bomb, saves a couple of Tech 2 mask extractors. And now a counter drop looks like from Jukebox. And he's actually got some units sneaking in, but Tech 2 units coming in. The Mongoose is going to be excellent defensive units. Actually going Tech 3 land here from UEF. And now a successful drop, just barely. And see how much damage this artillery can do. It would be nice to kill that factory if there's a chance. And now these should move around. Yeah, Tech 1 land factory is not the best target. A couple of these max extractors would be great. Now Tech 2 point defense for IC defensively. But at least one, yes, one Tech 2 mask extractor. So good pressure there from Jukebox. Jukebox also capturing a little bit of map control. A whole bunch of wrecks here that Jukebox is going to pick up, but still Tech 2 versus Tech 1. And once we get this Tech 3 land, we're now seeing Titans coming out for IC. He should get a pretty good advantage. And now this is pretty crazy. Berg is on a transport. Berg loves to put his AC on a transport. If it's Tech 3, IC is going to be quite a bit of trouble here. And it is a Tech 3 ACU. It's going to be a competition who can make Tech 1 PDs faster, and it's definitely Berg. And IC, if he knows better run away. Otherwise, although he does have quite a few engineers here, you see Berg a bit quicker, gets his shield in, and then the shield goes down, so Berg actually in quite a bit of trouble. So it looks like we are going to see a draw between IC and Berg. Two players out. So Berg, if there was no Tech 3 there perhaps, or not so many engineers, which is hard to expect, Berg perhaps could have had a chance to survive if he got a couple more than one shield, because with the single shields he's take it out. So now this has become a 2v2, and perhaps strategically a good move from Berg. He took out the best eco from the other side. Now it's a 2v2 with the Jukebox is going to move over, grab all that mass. The Verona going with Tech 3, and this looks like some sniping material here. A whole bunch of cruise missiles. So if an ACU stands still without enough TMD, it might just get taken out. You see more TMD coming up for Jukebox. And Mai's actually putting good pressure here with the Seraphim army. We missed this whole time. It looks like a good, pretty big success for Mai's. You see both Tech 2, Tech 1, a whole bunch of missile launchers. And Tech 2 for New Fried Rice with a whole bunch of hoplites and some Tech 2 flak. New Fried Rice now forced to make some TMD and Tech 2 point defense. So a good counter from the early troubles that Mai's had, and good counter from Jukebox as well. Of course, he got that huge help from Berg. And now problems for the Verona without IC on his side. There's a nice clear path into his base, although Tech 2 gunships should help him out. Tech 1 point defense not going up. Perhaps an opportunity lost there for Jukebox. Put a little pressure. A response from New Fried Rice is going to try to save the Verona's base. Of course, he's got problems of his own, but this is plenty of Tech 2 point defense to deal with most Tech 2 and Tech 1 threats. And now a drop here from a Jukebox. Although it's going to be in a bad spot, we see Tech 3 land, some loyalists for Noob Fried Rice, and perhaps this drop should be cancelled, and it won't be cancelled in time. So total loss there for Jukebox. Good play from both Verona and tGx, the whole tGx side. And a whole bunch of Ilshevas now moving in. taking out Tech 3 shield. We do see GC has been started. These Ultras tried to prevent the constructions weren't successful. See loyalists in the air. So really strong Tech 3 land here from New Fried Rice is making a pretty big difference. Now Snipe looks like this is just mobile missile launchers putting pressure on the Verona, targeting the Tech 3 shield or Tech 3 power generator. Perhaps the shield would be the better target. Loyalist doing a great job. This brick is going to get a lot of kills. So Noob Fried Rice playing defense on two different sides of tGx, and we just saw a whole bunch of cruise missiles fly up into the air. Not clear what they're targeting, but unless it's ACU, it's clearly an overkill. And they hit something there. That's a very big investment into killing nothing from Davarona. Actually, you could have probably killed Jukes. There's definitely not enough TMD here to save his ACU from a snipe. Mize is on the move. It'll be hard to hit him. And now this is a loyalist with 12 kills, playing good defense, taking on some Ilshavas. And Tech 3 air now for Jukebox. So that's going to be one big advantage. Both these players on the top, much better air players on the bottom side, so they can definitely control with some micro. And that will be interesting. But here, Tech 3 versus Tech 1 is going to be total air domination for the top side. Another snipe, not clear where that's going to go. But it's such a small map, you can really defend against air with flag quite well. If you put all your important structures into shields, you can neutralize a lot of air. Of course, any experimental that you take, you can also bring some flag with you. So air is not as dominating on this one as it would be on a larger map. It looks like Tech 3 now coming up for Noob Fried Rice. He's sitting on a single Tech 3 power. He's also got his Tech 3 factory here. See Jukebox making more Tech 2 power. I always expect these two players to go with resource allocation. They got the Seraphim, a whole bunch of Tech 2 power, then resource allocation, then Tech 3 power, instead of the regular Tech 3 power. We are seeing Strat Bombers. Actually, Strat Bombers being used defensively against Tech 1, Tech 2. They're definitely going to be effective. It's a nice splash, but still some success for this force. Actually rolling through quite deep into Jukebox Hero's base. He's just making Tech 2 power. Perhaps a couple gunships would be nice. Yeah, now we see gunships coming out from Jukebox. It looks like a snipe attempt from Davarona, taking out a factory out of all the different units. And yeah, so we just saw a huge loss there for Jukebox. Should have been making Tech 2 power or Tech 2 point defense a lot sooner. Lost a whole bunch of power. More TMD for him. But here, Strat Bombers, for the most part, killing this force, although it did do some damage. Tech 3 air for New Fried Rice here, minute 28. Spamming quite a bit of Tech 3 power. Made a whole bunch of Tech 3 power very quickly. And we should be seeing experimentals very soon. Looks like going Tech 3 with his ACU. GC halfway done. And that's going to be a big problem. Looks like it is targeting, but the Tech 3 shield is going to take a lot of bombs to kill. And of course, New Fried Rice with his Air Force. And Strat Bombers for Mize as well. And it looks like the shield is down. A Tech 2 shield just in time there for Davarona. Good move. The other shield goes down. Tech 3 power is targeted. And another Tech 2 shield also just in time there. Yeah, this good defense there from Davarona, making new shields. And of course, New Fried Rice, we just see some Tech 3 anti-air, a whole bunch of Tech 3 anti-air. You don't want to fly your bombers over that. So unsuccessful attack, although gunships are now moving in. And these are going to be very deadly. And perhaps, yeah, now Davarona is going to be taken out. And New Fried Rice is all alone against two players. Although they just put a whole bunch of resources in that attack. These are pretty nice snipes from Mize, against Mize from Davarona, who did that just before he died. We gotta say this whole game, Jukebox probably could have been killed by this by these dead cruise missiles now. And it's really unfortunate to have this GC was halfway finished. He's not gonna get to see the light of day, but it'll still be a nice chunk of mass for Noob Fried Rice, who's not gonna go for a mega. And he can pay for that mega with a lot of this mass. He's got plenty of power, a little pretty big air spam, quite a bit of ASF. Mai's now going for chicken. Definitely wants a chicken, at least a chicken against this mega. And we see NG drops. So much mass everywhere here. The Strat Bombers against Tech 1, that's probably unfortunate error there for Jukebox, flying into a whole bunch of ASF. And these are going to be successful NG drops from Mice. That's nice to see. Mice changes his mind, he's got to drop those off. And we might just see some capturing, some point defenses not being constructed. And these are good engineers here from Mice. A lot of this game is going to depend on who can grab this mass faster. But also Tech 1 mass extractor still for Jukebox. That's not good, and some Tech 1s from Mice as well. Perhaps those were sniped. So a really good eco here for Noob Fried Rice. He can definitely stay up with the top team. And one thing we gotta know, 2v1 always concentration is gonna be a big factor, so any kind of drops, any kind of small attacks are always good. Just overwhelm the other player. Chicken going up for Mice. Quarter of the way done, about a third. Mega is nearly completed, so this mega is gonna be big trouble. If a Noob Fried Rice can keep Air Force, that mega is going to be very effective. But a long stream of artillery now from the right side. I would expect a whole bunch of flak for Noob Fried Rice together with the mega, and a spider as well for Noob Fried Rice. This Tech 1, Tech 2 force really no problems against artillery. In terms of the air forces, probably a bigger one for Juke. But let's see where this mega goes. It is going to go toward Mize, who is going to have a chicken finished by the time that mega gets there. Of course, mega is more powerful, and with proper micro, we should be able to kill a chicken. Although if a chicken gets close, it can take it out after death. This is a nice push here from Noob Fried Rice on the right side. That has some Aeon Tech 3, some Harveys. That's very important for Noob Fried Rice, is both Aeon and Cyber. And my ZCU deciding to evacuate. Actually, this mega taking its time. And good artillery down the middle here. Although this is a problem for Jukebox here, he should take care of that as soon as possible. And another Air Force fight, perhaps the wrong place. Jukebox changes positions and wins air once again. So that's not surprising, but there is some Tech 2 flak together with this mega. Although Strat Bombers looks like a big gunship spam. Of course, gunships versus flak, they decide to take the flak out first. And let's see if Mize can hide this. Looks like he's not going to use that defensively. He's going to rely on gunships from Jukebox, but that might be a mistake, because there is going to be a spider finished for Noob Fried Rice. He must already have finished that. And now Strat Bombers plus gunships versus Mega. This is typical of Setons players. They don't really respect experimentals. They take those out with air. That's always dangerous on smaller maps, smaller distances. Of course, Mega with so much health, running over Tech 2, and if it gets 50 kills, you get a nice health boost. See self-destruction here for Mice. And see if this chicken is going to take on Spider plus a whole bunch of Tech 2 point defense. So perhaps a bit of a mistake there for Mice. He could have just taken out this Mega. No reason to lose his base. It's a questionable choice there for Mice. 77 kills for the Mega. Mize has no base, and a definite advantage for yeah, this is also a mistake to have this chicken run into a whole bunch of Tech 2 PD. He's trying to turn around, but it's going to be two nice chunks of mass for Noob Fried Rice, and he's got a mega rolling through, 83 kills. Should be eventually taken out, but now this is essentially a 1v1, and actually looks like this attack got really deep into Jukebox Hero's base. So all things going right for Noob Fried Rice here at the end. Gunships are pulled back to play defense. Also some loyalists. This one's got a lot of kills, 22. Mantis as well. Yeah. This is basically game over. See more gunships. This is a lot of gunships. Perhaps Jukebox can just go after the ACU of Noob Fried Rice. He can sneak in here, but some Tech 3 anti-air plus plenty of shields and a Tech 3 ACU. Get a lot of shields very quickly. This will take a lot of gunships and a sneaky attack plus ASF here for Noob Fried Rice. Jukebox getting an upgrade, perhaps going Tech 3. Still has a pretty good eco. Just Tech 2 power. Plenty of build capacity, and that's a whole bunch of transports now for Jukebox. One is given to Mize, so perhaps they're planning one final attack. And we can see the gunships here. No, Jukebox still had enough ASF to keep air control. This is nice. Good stuff from Jukebox. Even without being able to make too much air. The Spider's moving in. He's going to get attacked by gunships. Jukebox is going to run. And looks like eventually here Noob Fried Rice is going to win air. Jukebox is quite a bit of trouble against his Harveys. And there goes Jukes. Mize is going to get in a transport, but I wouldn't expect him to live for too long because all these air units did belong to McFly, and now Jukebox base doesn't get to get killed by real units, and Mize has called it good as well. So pretty good 3v3. Hopefully people enjoyed it.